Hey everybody, what's up? It's Jada on piano again. We're back with another video. Like I said in my previous video, I've been listening to and watching some Sebastian Wheat and Wheatworks. Awesome channel. Go check it out. Let's do another video. He featured a guy named Kareem Matchem, I believe is his name. And he did a video on My Worship by Phil Thompson. So let me jump right in. Still in A flat. There we go. And so we're going to get right into this, but go ahead and if you like this kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel. You'll see the link at the bottom of this video and share it with your friends. So the move that Kareem did, here's the song. Great song, by the way. That's what the song is right there. But he did this deal here. That's what he did. So the move he did, we've got the E minor, just straight up E minor. This wonderfully rich A dominant chord. It's got the flat 9 and the flat 5 in it. And then like a D, it's like a D11 really. If you get that note in there, but if not, it's just a D9. No, my 11 is in there because this is the 11. The 9 is here. And then we've got another rich chord, the G, flat 9, flat 5. And then I've got my third still in there. And then we do almost like a C suspended, or that's how it's really kind of functioning there. And then C, still that C with the flat 9 in that one as well. And then we're back. Now, what's happening here? Well, the way Kareem described this, which was kind of cool, he said he was thinking about this as a bunch of 3 or 2 5s. And sure enough, we've got that. There's a 2, it's minor. If he's doing that as a 2 to 5, you'd expect to go to a 1, which there goes resolves. But as soon as we get to this resolution, this is also, he's saying a 2 to a 5. See, you can learn stuff from anywhere. So here's a 2, and then here's another dominant chord, and then we expect this to resolve, right, to the C, and that's where it goes. But then the C, so this is the C it resolves to, and then he makes the C dominant to get back to the chord we need to get to next. Right? So he went out of the key. Well, he saw that as 2 to 5 to D, and then 2 to 5 to C, but then the C is in A flat and it goes back to the F. Well, for me, I see the whole thing. And that was cool to see it in them smaller chunks too, because sometimes it's better to compartmentalize. But I saw the whole thing as the 3 6 2 5 to the C with secondary dominant. So that's the 3. This is the 6, but substituted as a secondary dominant, which is still the same thing as he's saying, but I'm thinking of it in 1 key, whereas he thought of it in 2 keys. There's the 2 of C. There's the 5 of C, and then we're at C, but the C puts us back into A flat minor, right? So that's why I wanted to talk about this video, because he did some awesome stuff, but I had additional thoughts on it that I wanted to talk about, which is going to this 3 6 2 5 and C. Why is this important? I want to kind of bring this one out right here. How can we use this move? And before I do that, let me go to the key of F major. there's what I would consider somewhat viral, or if not viral, one of the favorites by Rodney East. He did a video almost 10 years ago. Great video where he was doing "'Tis So Sweet" with some friends of his, and he played it, and then they went through and they played it as well. Well, what happened was, in this video, the last guy that played, an organ player, and forgive me, I do not know his name. You need to check out that video as well. I will put that in the comments also, or the description as well. And so that video, the song was in F, or the organist played his part in F. I believe Rodney East played his part in D flat, but the organist was in F. And so he was playing, it wasn't "'Tis So Sweet," it was "I Surrender All." So, and he kind of starts off, and this is not me playing the song, because I can't remember his exact transcription right now, but I'm giving you the melody here. And then we got this part. And this is the note. When we're on that second all, we're supposed to go here. That's where we're going if we were in the regular part of this. But here's what he does that was so ridiculous. So one more time. And then here it goes. He hits that, and then he does this. Well, what is that? Guess what we just did? The same thing that we did with the Kareem Matchem. He did that, and here we go. And then he did something move like this. Something like that. I can't even remember. I'm not even going to go to that next part. But I don't know. He flipped it around some and got back there. But he was in F. So how did we do both of those things? And that's what we're getting at in this video. He went to a 3-6-2-5. Check this out. This is F sharp. It's the 3 of D. So we've got the 3 of D. We've got the 6. And this is a true 6. Not a secondary dominant or anything. And then we've got the 2. And then we've got 5, or however you're playing your 5. Well, let's check out a couple of things. This note is not an F. This note is not an F. But this is, and this is. And so is the D for that matter. So it kind of matches nicely, even though he did not resolve to this D when he got here. When he gets here, though, this is the 3. This note is in the key. So we're here, and we're back in the key that we're in. So we go out, right? That was similar to what Kareem did when he went. He had to go an extra step to really get us into the key, right? This chord is not, this bass note is in the key, but this is our final note, so we might as well, run through the cycle. And so that's what he did. So these two moves are exactly the same as far as how they function in going to things. Well, how can you learn to put this in your songs? First things first, let's see what he did. When Kareem was on his chord, or we're on the 5 chord. But most importantly, see that 5 chord? The 5 of A flat is an E flat chord. Doesn't matter if you make it dominant or what. The most important element of this is not the fact that it's a 5 chord. It is the fact that the melody note is on the 3rd scale degree of the chord. And I'll show you when we go to Rodney East. But we're on the 5. Well, what happens? This is the 5. This is the chord on the 5. Well, we also took this note, and because it is the 3rd, we took it from the major chord, and we made it the minor chord. Well, the minor chord is the first chord of a 3-6-2-5. So we need the same letter quality, but the other chord. So, like for instance, in some keys, you can do that and you're staying on the F, right? Well, look at this. Sorry, if I do this, F minor and E minor share the same middle. See that? Same thing here. E flat and E share the same third, which is also the reason why we're needing to use the third, because we need to change that chord quality from major to minor, but we can't do that with the fifth. Look at this. If I was here and then I change this, that's still the same fifth, so that's not going to work because it didn't change anything but the quality. It didn't give me something new to work with, right? It would still kind of keep me in the same key. So we need the third of the chord. And then we went to the minor and walked it through. Well, as soon as we get to the minor, if I'm calling this a 3, now I just need to think, well, what key is the 3 of? And I can walk down 3 whole steps, or 2 whole steps. 1, 2. Now I'm in my key. So I need a 3-6-2-5 of C, and sure enough, that's what we did here. Well, now let's go to the other key of F. We weren't on the same chord quality of a 5. This was 5 in A flat, but here F is the 1 of A flat, or F is the 1 of F. And nicely so, when we did the and we're ready to go here to get to the third of that key, the third scale degree of F. But instead of using that, I need the chord that's going to change my bass note. Well, now we know this is the third of a key. Well, 2 half steps, 1, or 2 whole steps. There's the 1 whole step. There's 2 whole steps. So now I know I'm in D. So I need a 3. Then I need the 6 in D. Then I need the 2 in D. And then I need the 5 in D. And because every time when we get to that 5, we're on a note already that's in the key we're in. So we're back in our key right here. And we can go where we need to from there. So that's why this key is, we've got to get the chord that changes quality. We've got to be on the third. We can't try this on the 5th because it's going to give us the same chord. If that makes sense. It might be there if I change. But that's going to change the whole, that's going to abruptly change the feel of the song. Here, we're keeping that melody in our key, and we made the harmonies all fit around it. And while we're at it, while I'm doing that, this one's harder. I actually did that one with the same chord. That one I made the 4th because I stretched it out, see? But all of these chords happen to be in this key, so it wasn't very abrupt. It's hard to stretch and grab that. Something similar. But either way, the chord I should have been on for here is right. And then I'm back in my key. So, I just wanted to give you those 2 things, both from Kareem Matchem and Rodney Eve, and show you that they're the same thing, and really emphasize you can pull and learn material from anywhere, especially if you know your theory. Learn your theory, learn your keys. And this is a great reason to know your keys, because the first one we did, I was in A flat. If you know how to play an A flat, that's cool, that's great. But then that organ player, he was in F. And if you neglect to learn the F, you don't even recognize that new move or the same move in a different key. So now you've doubled up already, because you probably know your 3-6-2-5 in A flat, but 3-6-2-5 in A flat would be right. That's 3-6-2-5. 3-6-2-5. But if you don't know your 3-6-2-5 in C, you don't recognize that that's what this is. You just think, oh, that's a real fat move in A flat, and you don't even recognize where it came from or how else you could be using this. That it helps you connect your music a little bit better. So anyway, Weedworks, they got a lot of great content. I love how people are just playing on the channel, and then they tell you what the move is, which is awesome. But knowing the theory will also give you another look. And watch that whole video, because he was just throwing out some great nuggets all over the place. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to snatch that one little thing and give it to you today. So take that, practice it, work it up. We can work that. You know what? Work that up. Let me show you. This is actually the track for my click track for my worship. Here we go. Jump right in. Right? And this is the hook. Oh, that ain't right. Do it again. So, and you spend some time working on that kind of stuff. So that would be an example. If I couldn't play it that fast, then I would have to slow that down, maybe without the track at first, and work through it, and then speed it up and get it in there. Sometimes it's important to play with rhythm so you can have the opportunity to get a real feel of what's going on if you were to play it live. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. You take care. Practice it. Happy practicing. Let me know how you're using this kind of stuff, if you stick those moves in a different place. But that should get you started on putting that in a lot of different places. And you take care. Happy practicing. Be blessed.